Welcome back to Mast Appeal on our Valentine's show, where you can get some free, friendly advice about love from couples all over the country who are calling in and having overcome struggles in their love life. And our next caller is Hannah from Louisiana. Welcome to the show, Hannah. Blake couldn't be here today, huh? He had to work. Well, Anna,
That's
are you
right.
there on the? Okay. So tell us your love story from Louisiana, and you are couple-to-couple league members and Retrouvaille participation. So you've had set out to have a good marriage, and your marriage struggled. So tell us your love story that it can inspire others to persevere in their marriages.
Sure. Blake and I have been married for, it'll be 4 years in May. And we started out pretty great. We, started out as a couple in the Catholic Church, and we were both very strong in our faith. We knew that would be the center of our lives and the center of our relationship. We even studied theology of the body together. We were on board with natural family planning. We, did our best to live out our faith.
It sounds like a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think I was a little naive in that sense that we were doing all the right things, and so therefore the world would not harm us or get to us. But that unfortunately was not the case in our story, and I'm sure in many others. So we struggled a bit. It's actually been a little bit over a year that this all came into light, but I found out one morning that Blake had been unfaithful emotionally and through pornography. And that's something that we had talked about through our relationship, and it was kind of something that I assumed that was in the past. And because we were doing all the right things, that, we didn't really have to worry about that anymore.
You thought it would just go away and disappear and never affect your marriage again, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think it was just a lot of naivety and assumptions, which we all know isn't the best thing. So we struggled with that. I was very hurt, and it took us, a while to kind of get back on track. But it definitely, I have to say that it's not, at the beginning I thought, okay, this is something that, the more I pray about, I'll just be able to close the door and shut it out, and we can move on with our lives. But because we live in a world that is so, that doesn't value sex or marriage, it's just something that we struggle with daily. And it's something that we've had to give to God every single day, and just hand it over to Him through prayer and sacrifice. So it's something that, even though it's been over a year, we're still dealing with, and I think we probably will always deal with just because of the world that we live in. So it's definitely a new way of living out our faith. We definitely had a strong faith before, but I think now we've really had to, or at least I have really had to rely on God every single day just to get me through the struggles and the emotions and everything that comes along with that.
So are there any, is there a practical thing that you do or think to help you when the temptation, the thoughts come to you of not trusting? How do you give this over to God? In words, in a prayer, in an action? You said sacrifices. What would you recommend to a husband or wife that was struggling with regaining trust after some emotional unfaithfulness or pornography problem?
Yeah, that's something I've always struggled with when people would say, just give it to God, give it to God.
Yeah.
I never really knew the practical way to do that. And I think it looks different for everyone, but for us, for me, whenever emotions arise, and I'm tempted to just get angry and bitter, I just have to pray about it and just receive God's grace to move forward and to forgive my husband again, because it's a constant, continual forgiveness. And also just sacrificing the world. I have to remember that the world has a hold on me, and I have to continually sacrifice things that I desire, like, for example, maybe it's a TV show or just simply getting on Facebook sometimes. I just have to sacrifice that for the sake of my own peace. I love to read, and so I read a lot of blogs and articles, and sometimes they're a blessing because they can be very helpful, but sometimes they'll stir up those bitter, resentful emotions, and so I just have to sacrifice, you know, that and put it aside and just focus more on God. And even when I don't feel like praying, just saying an extra prayer or praying the rosary on my way to work, things like that. I guess to sum it up, basically just prayer. Sacrificing things and then praying through it has really been helpful for me.
Thank you so much, Hannah. That'll inspire all of us. The sacrifice is added to our prayer. If that helps you and helps change your heart and connects you to God, like you said, let God love you as well. So we appreciate you sharing your story. Thank you so much, and God bless you as you relearn to trust and grow in His love, and may your marriage grow and flower and be deeper than it ever would have been had this not happened. So thanks for sharing your story, Hannah. God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.